Welcome in. It's Sunday, May 23rd. I'm Rick Gehman, and this is your Early Edge powered by SportsLine. Filling in for Coach today, but plenty of picks to come in the next 10 minutes or so. Looking back at yesterday's picks, we were 3-1 on the main show and hit the Jewelers Gem Parlay. Lightning Bolt over 6, Vegas Moneyline plus 258. And of course, in our nightcap, Ian goes 2-3 with a victory on a parlay that paid out at plus 214. Leave your best bets in the comment section. And if one of our cappers goes perfect and you hit your bet, you could win a year-long subscription to SportsLine. And make sure to leave your Twitter handle and follow us on Twitter so we can get a hold of you if you win. A winner that I have at BW1 Sanders. Congratulations. You are our winner. But now it's time to bring in the cappers for today. Mike, back at home where we are used to seeing you. Welcome in.
Good morning, Rick. Yeah, good to see you on the show. Little brunch, always a Sunday tradition. You know, every few weeks we get an F1 race, very exciting Formula One race on the TV this morning. So fired up and ready to go.
Absolutely. And rounding out our crew, Larry the Maestro. Good morning.
Good morning, Rick. Thanks for stepping in for Coach. I'm psyched about the props today. Let's get to it.
All right, let's get to it. There's plenty of sports action, a couple of storylines that are going to impact the betting lines heading to Kiowa Island for the final rounds of the PGA Championship. The winds that we've been talking about all week long has switched directions. So now the easy holes are the hard holes. The hard holes are the easy holes. If you are looking at wagers for matchups or things like that, understand that the scripting has essentially changed, and this is a wind direction that these players have not seen all week long. And turning our attention to the hardwood, Larry, you're up.
Yeah, well, big number in that Utah-Memphis series opened at 9, but it's down to 8.5, and there's definitely some sharp money on the Grizzlies. Donovan Mitchell coming back, first appearance since mid-April on that ankle. You know, how is he going to be? How is he going to mesh with the team? So while the public does like the Jazz, the Grizzlies, huge rest advantage for Utah. The Grizzlies have been fighting like crazy just to get in, but we've seen the number come down. So there's definitely sharp money taking the points with the Grizz tonight.
All right. Thank you, sir. Looking at our SportsLine plays of the day. And remember, promo code EDGE gets you a free year. Micah Roberts checks in and says he's taking the Knicks -1.5 over the Atlanta Hawks. That game tips off at 7 Eastern. The Knicks, believe it or not, the best cover team in the regular season this year, 45-25-2. They also won and covered all 3 meetings with the Hawks this season, including 2 of those games in which the Hawks shot it pretty well. Heading over to the Suns via Mike Barner. Suns -2.5 versus the Lakers. The Suns are returning to the playoffs. And while, Mike is a little bit worried about their ability to win the series, looking forward to game number 1 and thinking that they can potentially repeat a good performance like they had against the Lakers in their 17-point win earlier this season. And then finally, John Bowman checks in with the Carolina Hurricanes -145 over the Nashville Predators. Of course, the Preds went to double overtime on Friday night just to get this series to 2-1. The Canes don't want to let this series get to even. They come out and they potentially win this game -145. And I'm getting a correction here. That promo code EDGE is 30 free days. It's a good deal, not as good as a free year, just 30 days. Mikey, we've got some NASCAR action today. We've got some Major League Baseball action today. So take it away.
All right, let's start with NASCAR first here. This one's very interesting as it's the first time NASCAR's run in Austin, Texas at the Circuit of the Americas. Another road course race on the schedule. But again, we don't have much data here, so we're going to rely on some of the longer form data on just general road course racing. That means we're going to be looking at Martin Truex and Chase Elliott as the 2 top drivers. You can get +160 on Martin Truex right now at William Hill. That's an absolute gift as the ratings are very similar on them. Chase Elliott definitely should be favored, but that +160 number should be closer to +125. I can't believe it's hanging at +160. Like I said, Elliott should be the better driver, but not by that margin. Certainly going to be one of the better value bets of the NASCAR season. And then my second play headed back to Major League Baseball with the Boston Red Sox on the road. I cannot speak today. Rodriguez, that's really bad. I can't. He has had the actual weighted on base average of 345. His expected number is 297. I think we're finally going to see some of that real positive regression as you take him to a positive park shift for a starting pitcher. Also a league shift, not facing the designated hitter. I think the Red Sox can get a run or two across on Zach Wheeler, get him into the bullpen. They're plus 115 right now. I have them winning 51% of simulations, implying they should be minus 104. So that's where I would play in Major League Baseball today.
That baseball game, Red Sox at Phillies, that's 1 p.m. Eastern time. The NASCAR race, Circuit of the Americas, that's 2:30 Eastern time. Heading back to the Ocean Course, 2 golf plays for me for this week's final round of the PGA Championship. I'm taking Paul Casey, minus 125 over Gary Woodland. Paul Casey was 6th in strokes gained approach yesterday, while Woodland lost from tee to green. He was horrible with the driver. That is a big concern for me. That group goes off at 1:50 p.m. Eastern time. And then finally, there you go, Coach, not with us in the flesh, but with us with the sound drop. Thank you, producer Jacob. And then Louis Oosthuizen, minus 125 over Kevin Streelman. Louis was 1st in strokes gained tee to green yesterday and the 3rd worst putting performance that we had out there. While that was beneficial for our plus money on Phil Mickelson on Saturday, that probably does not happen again. We're going back to Louis this time around. That goes off at 2:20 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Maestro, the floor is yours.
We've actually
I'm not the maestro, but I can take him. I can take these for Larry here.
Mikey, hit Larry's picks for us.
All right. So Larry's first prop that he's going to be playing is Seth Curry over points coming in at 12.5 in this Wizards-Sixers matchup. This is the first game of the day, so you're going to want to lock this one in as early as possible. I haven't talked to Larry on this play, but I think I understand why he likes this one so much. Look, Simmons, Tobias Harris, Danny Green, all listed questionable. They're all going to play in this game, but they're not going to push them and extend them as far as they would like to or really need to in this series. The elevated pace of play against the Washington Wizards, that's what's going to push Seth Curry towards the over here. And then his second play is going to be over on points and assists, 21.5 for Bogdan Bogdanovic of the Atlanta Hawks. He's taking him in this matchup with the New York Knicks. That's 21.5 points and assists for Bogdanovic. I tend to agree here. I think they're going to extend some of these starter and some of these key player minutes as they get to the playoffs. They're going to tighten up that rotation a bit. So take the over points and assists on Bogdan Bogdanovic.
All right, good teamwork there. Thank you very much, Mike. Producer Jacob, let's throw up the recap here. So here it all is. Mike is going with the Red Sox plus 115 over the Philadelphia Phillies. Martin Truex over Elliott. That's plus 160. I'm going to take Paul Casey over Gary Woodland in this round 4 matchup at the PGA Championship. And same with Louis Oosthuizen, minus 125 over Kevin Streelman. Larry is going to take Seth Curry over 12.5 points in their game and Bogdanovic over 21.5 points and assists. The site plays are the Knicks minus 1.5, the Suns minus 2.5, and the Hurricanes minus 145. The Jewelers Gem parlay of the day. It's the Braves on the money line. It's the Hurricanes on the money line. It's the Avalanche on the money line. If you hit all 3 of those, it pays out at plus 264. All right, that'll do it. This is my opportunity to tell you it is time to take all these tickets straight to the pay window. For the jeweler who puts this whole package together, for Mike, for Larry, I'm Rick Gehman. This has been your Early Edge. Good luck.
Do you want best bets in your feed every single day? All you have to do is hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all things Early Edge.